right now. So today I have one topic to present to you guys for as the knowledge sharing. And I also received this knowledge when I joined one seminar about uh, software development methodology. So in this topic, it's called uh, sorry. In this topic, it's called Agile Software Development Methodology. So, so what is Agile and Agile project management? So, Agile is an iterative approach to project management and software development that helps teams deliver value to their customers faster with fewer headaches. Instead of betting everything on a big bang launch, an agile team delivers work in small but consumable increments. And yes, I would like to take some time a little bit, like giving some little more detail. So big bang. So in the previous, like around yes, in a very long time ago, some software or some platform, when they deliver products or their services to their customer, they doing like the big bang. Big bang, it's mean like in the background, they are developing something like database, servers, front end, something like that. After they finish all of those, and after that, they like push it all of their work to the production. So that is the very long time method ago, but right now we have like the new way how each software or each services they deliver to their customer. So we go in more a little bit. Let's go a little bit more. Okay. So yes, for example, like let me read this a little bit. Agile project management is an iterative approach to managing software development projects that focus on continuous release and incorporating customer feedback with every iteration. Which means that currently when we building the software, we like doing the the CI and CD. It's mean like continuous integration and continuous development. So we don't need to finish 100% of the project to bring it to the customers. We can doing and uh continuous to release it to the customers. Okay. How about other methodology, waterfall or Kanban? And this is pretty new as it is really interesting topic. As we are the IT engineer, we should know this methodology. The first one is called Kanban. Sorry, the first one is called waterfall, and the second one is called Kanban. Okay. So the waterfall project management approach entail a clearly defined sequence of execution with project phases that do not advance until a phase receive final approval. So the waterfall methodology, it's about like we building the whole structure, the whole thing inside the project. And after the project approved, and then we release this whole project to the customer or the client. So that is the waterfall methodology, which means that, example, we build the database finish, we build the back end finish, the front end finish, testing, and after that, we doing the big runs. It means the whole project is finished, and after that, we release it to the customer. This is the example of waterfall methodology. So let's move next. And the second one is about the Kanban. Kanban is a popular lean workflow management method for defining, managing, and approving services that deliver knowledge work. Tools like Trello, Notion could have job done. It might be shoot on the other purposes, but not software. So Kanban is different from the previous one called waterfall. The Kanban methodology, it's about the deliver knowledge work. So in here we call knowledge work, which means that we have one sharing project together. But the way how we work, we doing by the working based on our knowledge as the engineer. For example, like person B charging in the login authentication because person A have good knowledge in like login authentication. So person A can do by this. And for example, someone like person B can do the front end, something like that. So person B can do the front end work. And after they doing the and so it's mean that there are so many tasks in the background of the project. So in this like tool like Trello and Notion, this this tool are for agile project development, which means that the tool, for example, if we like doing the big project, we share the big project together. Example, right now the test we are doing on something and we share our progress in those of software. So Trello and Notion, it's the example tool or the example software for agile framework, something like that. It's just a tool. After we finish this, I can go to the demo about the software tool and pick the right one for your team. So which means that we can pick Trello or we can pick Notion. And I think that Slack is also count as the agile framework. I mean the agile tool Slack. Yeah. So currently we might be using Slack for our like project working. Yeah. How to apply agile software development. Okay. So first one, it's about understand your project requirements. Like be sure to know, understand best what is your goal of your project and expect how it look like. Well, visualize your application architecture, tech stack, and well understanding of your requirements in details, asking anything if you're not clear from team or your client, because it would end up to affect your timeline. Yes, so it's mean that yeah, so when we are working about like the task or in the project, we should know the requirement. So we need to know the goal and what it's gonna outcome, what it's gonna look like. And we need to consider about our architecture and tech stack, yes, and understand the requirements. And yes, and also we need to asking anything if you're not clear, we should be clear, like asking from the team or your client. And because it would end up to affect your timeline, which means that if we are not if we are working on the project and we are not clear, so the progress is not going well, so that's why it affects the timeline of that project to deliver to the client. Okay, we can move next. And this diagram or maybe the flow chart, it's just the example about the text, something like that. How to we build example project? Yes, we need the AWS host data as AWS as the cloud, the React Native as the front end, the Postgres database, and the Airtable. Okay, just the example. We can move it back when we finish. Understand your team. Yes, understand your team skill is the critical part. It's prevent you end up shooting yourself. So is the junior, senior, tech lead? What are the front end, back end, or full stack? Clear estimation of task output, put the right resource on the right task. So which means that like we understand our team skill, like is they good at I mean is they can handle the front end, and they can handle the back end, or they might can handle the full stack, the whole process. Okay, okay, so we move to this. Okay, and this is the example. For example, in one project, there are many engineers. So it's just the example of 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 that. Like we have the engineer name, the position. Can everyone see my screen? All right. Okay, great. Okay, so like the engineer, like yeah, he is like the Scrum Master, general support, senior support, and like him saying doing something like that. He's the cloud engineer, and so Chia Red is the front end, and Chia Ka is the back end engineer. It's just the example as our role in one project. So for example, my role, yes, my role is a developer. So who is your Scrum Master and project manager? So let me explain you a little bit. Who is your Scrum Master or project manager? Scrum Master is the one who understanding well of the project, both requirements, businesses, and goal and output. So it's we can call it Scrum Master is the role, which means it's the position, or we can call a person in charge called Scrum Master, the one who can ask, for example, I am not clear at something, so I could ask the Scrum Master about the output, what its output look like, something like that. They the one who got relation with developer, yes, and understand well about their team skill life. So yes, and understand about agile methodology and how to apply it. Management skill to team, take care of the timeline, setting up the meeting at the end of the sprint. Yes, this is about the Scrum Master or the project manager. And better to understand coding, but not require. Like so, Scrum Master should understand coding, but it's not required to understand it. But it is good to understand the coding because most of the tech is also related to coding. Breakdown requirement into story, test, and backlog. So when we have the really big project, so to solve it, we need to break it down into little pieces. It's it is the advanced stage for us to develop those whole projects. So first we need to break down the big picture into small pieces, understanding what differ between task, story, bug. And yes, and the task you understand everyone, and the story it's about like the feature. For example, user choosing this and expecting this result. And the bug I think everyone understand. Bug it's like the error inside the project. So when we see the error, it's called the understanding what is backlog. And we will walk through to this word, the backlog. After understanding your requirements, you might break all those requirements into specific task and story. So the task is like setting up it. The task is what we are going to do as the engineer, and the story is it's like the feature story. We can consider it as the feature inside the project. And yes, and this is the backlog. So to see this kind of backlog, uh, there are so many support software for agile project development. Like this backlog, it is inside the Notion. When can is there anyone know one software called Notion? Can like raise up the hand? Okay, great, really great. Okay, great. So most of us we might not know Notion. Okay, so yes, Notion is the tool. We can visit it. I can provide everyone the link. It's the tool for Agile software development. So we have this and we can design like the name of our task. And for example, we can see here the epic. Epic is like it's the difficult level of that task, and the tab is the test, and the description about the test, and the sprint. Sprint here mean the timeline of that task. So we could consider it like one sprint for 2 weeks. So we could consider it one sprint for 2 weeks. So which means that this test we should deliver it, or we could deliver it to one sprint. I mean like this test take one sprint to deliver it. So one sprint it depends, or we could consider it for 2 weeks. 2 weeks is called one sprint. Okay, and as you can see here, okay, let's move next. List that into the list. Understand timeline very much. Okay, okay, great. So define timeline, sprint, and release then. So it's read a little bit. Understand timeline well, both tech and business person or with client. Break the timeline into specific sprints. Must do the release that. In this case, based on your project, you want to iterate release each sprint based your feature or 2 sprint into one release. So it means that this feature, it's like we can release currently when we finish one feature, we can like merge it to the production, and it's take like, so currently we do the style by continuous integration, continuous development, which means that after the whole feature is approved, we can push it to the production. But in this case, it's about like when they finish the whole feature, and after that, after one sprint or 2 sprint, they release to their production. Just the example. Yes. Okay. Okay, so this is about the timeline. Like for example, like this date, what we deliver to the client, something like that. And yes, the slide is pretty messy because I export from the PDF, so the slide really pretty messy. But I think you get the idea about the timeline, about the sprint, yes, about the task. It is similar to what we are doing every day. Okay. Okay, choosing the right tool. After having the requirement in the sheet, let's apply it to the tool. There are many good agile development tools like Jira. Yeah, if everyone knowing Jira, can raise up their hand. Okay, yeah, it is a pretty popular and really new tool. Yes, so like Jira or Notion or Trello, those kind of tool, it's for the agile development tool. Really great. And okay, and automate integration with other tooling. Automate integration with other tooling like version control with GitHub. As currently we are using GitLab or GitHub for our version control. And yes, next Slack notification. It's really great because in our developer team we also integrate with the GitLab. So every time we do in the operation in the GitLab, and GitLab also push the notification to the Slack. Really great. Okay. Okay. Choosing the right tool. Okay. So team collaboration and execution. This methodology won't be work if your team don't constantly apply it together. It requires more time on top of software development, but it's worth for long run. If you building the enterprise project, highly recommend apply it. Apply stand-up meeting, retrospective sprint, close and open new sprint, choosing the right tooling because it would be easy to get overwhelming when you're using wrong tool. Yes, team collaboration as we are the engineer. Yes, teamwork is great. So, uh, so about this topic, agile software development, if it won't be like there is no benefit if we don't apply it together. So for example, if we are like having the Trello for communication about the project, we should doing it together, join it as together. If we expect the benefit, yes. It requires more time on the top of software development, but it works for all them. And yes, when we like example, if we are the programmer, so we building some stuff, but we also after we push the whole code to the version control system, we also like write some stuff or explain what we did on the agile software development tool. It's take a little bit time, but it is worth to doing it. Yes. If you're building the enterprise project, highly recommend apply it. So if we building the really big project, the enterprise project, we should have those kind of methodology. It is great, so we could understand and we could catch up each other about the whole progress of that project. Okay, okay, we can move to the next slide. Okay, so walk through the theory to tooling. So about this slide, I am going to show everyone the demo of the tool for agile development. Okay, great. So first one, I'm visiting. Okay, so first one, I'm trying to explain to show everyone about the 8 of Kanban's tool about the project like the agile software development tool we can use for our work. So example as monday.com, and as monday.com in this tool we can yes we can get the team join and make the stuff on this, like we can create about the date and who's created and our progress or our task, yes, and priority, yes, and it's about, and Asana we can exploit Asana. It's also great. It's a tool we can like making the dashboard. We can write about what the task or the development progress on. Okay, and Trello, yes, Trello. I think some of us would understand what is Trello look like. Yes, we can yeah, we can write the backlog, the design, and to-do list on it. And the Notion, and yes, sometimes I'm using Notion, and one of our team, Mr. Bundong, also using Notion, and he understands it. What is Notion? Yes. So Notion, it's also for agile development tool. We can create the backlog and we can design or putting the task on it. And when everyone join, everyone could see it and could catch up each other progress. Yes. And teamwork, we can explore it. Okay, so there are so many tool that I explained, and another one I am explaining about the person in charge. For example, I am explaining about the Scrum Master. Okay, so a Scrum Master is a professional who lead a team using Agile project management through the course of the project. A Scrum Master facilitates all the communication and collaboration between leadership and team player to ensure a successful outcome. What does Scrum Master do? Scrum is an agile framework for developing complex projects, most often software. The agile project management methodology uses short development cycles called sprint that result in the continuous improvement of a product or service. Okay, so I think you get an idea about the Scrum Master. What is Scrum Master? Scrum Master and Scrum Master v Project Manager. The fundamental difference between Scrum Master and Project Manager is in their focus. Project manager is focused primarily on project outcome, including budget, timeline, resources, and communication between teams. Where a project manager focus on the project, a Scrum Master focus on team, taking steps to ensure team and individual team member achieve the success. And yes, there are some key a bit different between Scrum Master and Project Manager. And yes, you got the idea. Okay, great. So back to our slide. Okay. Okay, so we got the idea now. We just walk through the tool and explain some keywords about this kind of agile software development. Okay. Okay, so now we are waiting for so long, so it's question time. So yes, we can start the question. Is there anyone have any question we can share and discuss? Hello? Hello? Okay, good.
Yes, hello.
Hello, then can I
hello.
ask you a question? Oh, do you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay. So yes, it's a really interesting topic and interesting methodology, agile software development. Then, so do you have any idea how we can start that? We can start that way in our real project. How to start?
Okay. Yes, thank you so much, Yoshida-san, for the great question. Actually, this kind of methodology we can apply by using the agile software development tool. By, like, for example, we could use the Trello for putting our backlog, and after we design the backlog, we can define the timeline, the progress, and the like people who like in charge of it, and then so to okay, so my idea is it's about like using the tool for like doing the agile, this kind of methodology. And what is the interesting is interesting method is we can apply the Kanban, and it's actually what we are doing now. The Kanban is when finished on like specific tasks, we can like push it to the production. Yes.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, yes, because there are many tools to do the agile software development. And yes, it's easy, really easy to start using that tool. But maybe the more important thing is to understand why we apply agile software development and understand the mind how we should be in that agile project. So yes, and yes, I also understand your answers. We can start from the tool first and maybe understand or understand things more. Then we can apply more things for agile development. As I understand your answer.
Yes. 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 Thank you so much, Yoshida-san. Yes.
Yes, thank you too.
Yes. And everyone can share the knowledge or idea. And actually, I am not expert on this, but it's just about the knowledge sharing to everyone. And it's really interesting to everyone too. Yes. Okay. Anyone have any question? And for your information is that I also have the whole PDF file. I think it's more clearer than this Google slide. So after we finish, I can share the PDF file to everyone. Yes.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Any question or knowledge sharing related to this topic? Some of the tool is related to our daily work already, like the example, like the version control, the GitHub or the GitLab. I think that everyone knows it. And Slack notification, yes, inside the developer team, we also have the next Slack notification when like we doing the operation inside the version control, GitLab or GitHub, we will see the notification also in Slack. Yes. Okay, and okay, yes, yes, it's a really interesting topic. Yeah. So to sum up, is that the Agile, it's like the cycle of the work inside the software development. Yes, it's the when we doing the software development. So the meaning of Agile, it's like the workflow, the whole process flow of the software development. So when we understand the Agile, the Agile methodology, we can like work on the whole software development more efficiently. Yes.
Yeah, hello.
Yes. Hello.
Yes, I would like to join some question.
Okay.
So, if can we do some stage from beginning to finish, and we have a lock for our team. So, this method, can we call it?
Okay.
It's similar to Agile or not?
Yes. Yes. Great question. This method is called waterfall. So the waterfall method, it's really we can say it's, I think like depend on the services. I mean, depends on the project. Some project they still apply waterfall right now. So the example of waterfall is that when we building one system. So when we building one system, first we making the database, and after that we making the backend, and after that we making the front end, and after backend and front end finished, we doing the testing, and after the testing finished, we doing the big launch. So those whole process is called waterfall. It's called waterfall process. Waterfall process, it's like we doing the whole process and after that we release it to the production as the big one, not little by little. It's the popular word that we are using right now, little by little. So yes, that. So your question is that those method is called waterfall method, and the real example is like recently, like many years ago, for example, like the Facebook or something. I don't know, but really long time ago, they're using the waterfall, which means that after they finish their like big feature, and after that they release it to the production. So that method is called waterfall. Yes. And the second one is the Kanban. Kanban is like, yeah, I could guess that we are doing right now when like we doing the specific task and we release those process to the production. It's Kanban. So we not like doing the whole flow like the database, the back end, the front end, the testing and release it. We just doing like specific feature and release it. So it's called the Kanban. Yes.
So we create some flow from the beginning to the end, and we have any log for every step. So and apply to the project. Is that right?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, that is right.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
I have one question. What is the problem with the water flow methodology?
Oh, okay. So the water flow, it is the great methodology also, but it's it on the production side, it waiting more time to deliver the outcome to the production, and inside the team, which also like we need to stay in the queue to doing that task also. For example, for waterfall methodology, like the database. So the person in charge of that database work, after they finish it, and after that the backend developer could continue the work. So it's like we need like to take step by step to deliver the result to the production. Unlike the Kanban we can like doing some specific feature and deliver it to the production. So the problem is that the waterfall should take step to process something, but the Kanban could like process a specific feature and bring the result to the production. We did not need to stay in the flow. Yes, we did not stay in the steps to the bring it to the production. So when we finish like the front end, we can deliver the front end to the production. We finish back end, we can deliver back end to the production. But the whole waterfall is that we finish the whole thing, the database, back end, front end, testing, and we deliver it to the production or the big launch, we call it, so or the big launch. Yes. And yes, and right now Kanban methodology is more popular than waterfall. Yes.
Excuse me, may I join the previous question?
Yes.
So regarding as I know about the waterfall, the problem with the waterfall is it's not flexible, and as we may know that um, when we develop each feature, and most of the time client want to change some part, and if we use a waterfall, let's say we have developed database backend and the front end part, and at some point of time the client say they want to do some change, and what we have done previously with the waterfall, it might meet the requirement. So in some case we have to rework on all those features again, and that's one of the biggest problem with the waterfall. So basically the waterfall is not flexible, and the agile one is flexible. So unless we have much experience with waterfall, like experience who can design the test case of the feature of the scenario well enough, so we can reduce the risk. But if we didn't have much experience and we do the agile development, it would be hard for future. That's what I want to join.
Yes, thank you so much, Bondong. Bondong is a software engineer, so he
No.
understands. Okay. So
Thank
any
you
more?
for your comment. And I have one more question. When if we want to work on a new project, like for example, new project, so what should we start first? By defining user interface first or database first,
Oh yes,
depending on your experience.
to Sky. Okay. So yes, my experience, to me, when I develop the website, for example, not really big one, but I might like making the static, the front end side first, and after I could like deliver the front end, and after that I'm joining the back end. I think it's depend on developer, or might be Mr. like Kenneth, you have like different experience, but to me first I like making the front end. Yes, that is my experience. Yeah.
It depends on project, type of project, because
Yeah.
we have many projects like for mobile application, for web application, and for desktop application.
Yes, yes. We can say like that. It depends on the project. So if we have like our project is big, so first we might building the API first. If we are the backend developer, we might joining the API first, and after that we deal with the front end later. Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Have one question.
Okay.
When we are talking about agile, we are talking about the whole process, the whole cycle of software development. So as a developer, as a single contributor, so how can we become a developer that is a good agile player?
Okay. So if we have the solo developer, or we can
I mean, not because we are not if we are a solo developer. I mean, as a developer, because when we talk about agile, we talk about whole process. And now let's talk about the bottom. Let's say as a developer, how can we become a good developer that is a good engine of the agile?
Okay. I think first we should understand our project requirement. When we understand our project requirement, and after that we define the test in the test the story. It means that the feature we define it at the whole what we want to do inside the dashboard, or maybe put it inside our agile development tool. For example, like Notion or Trello, we define the feature we want. Example like login, authentication. We want sign up with Facebook or Google, and we define it inside our tool. Define it inside the tool, and after we define it, we make the priority, which one is the highest priority, and after that we go and build it. Yes.
But Can developer define priority by himself, or he get priority from the Scrum Master or project manager?
Yes, really interesting. In this case, if we are just only you, there is no Scrum Master, there is no like project manager, just only you as the developer, and you want to build something by your own. So yes, we can doing by like this. But if we like have the team, yes, of course, we should have the project manager or the Scrum Master to lead the process. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. This is a pretty new for me and also for everyone because we have like really lack of experience. Okay, so is there any more question? Or maybe we can like sharing what is better than this slide. Like something is better, we can share.
So hello.
Yes.
I would like to join one more question. So can we use a waterfall with Kanban mixed together? Like
okay.
okay, you understand my question, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, you can answer.
Okay. So yes, really thank you so much, Mr. Ponok. It's a really interesting question, and okay, so it's different by dividing the process, the waterfall and Kanban, but actually is that you could mix it together. You could use it together. So first, just take the waterfall project workflow. The waterfall. Can everyone see my screen? Yeah, on the slide.
Yes.
Okay, great. So first we can doing by the. Okay, so first we can doing by the waterfall flow. First we set up the database, the backend, the front end, after the testing and the big lines. And also while we are doing it, we also doing the Kanban by making the dashboard progress. So inside the Kanban, we not consider it as the so much stress on tech stack, but we making the progress by making like one big dashboard, and after that we can write it down our progress, our priority, our test on it. So we can make Kanban with waterfall by using waterfall flow, set up database, backend, front end testing. While doing that, we add Kanban by making the dashboard, using the tool to make the dashboard what our progress. So the answer is we can mix it. So okay, so example, we have the dashboard, we can use it as the Kanban tool. Yes, so today or the test this week we made something like this, but the flow we still follow by the waterfall. Yeah, the answer is yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you, everyone. So yes, hope you got the idea what about the technical presentation today about the knowledge. It's just the knowledge sharing because some stuff I have personally, I have experience, and some part I have no experience yet. But I hope you got an idea when you joining in the future, you will meet it and you can use this method to solve your problem. And yes, thank you for joining today. Okay, so yes, have a nice weekend, and yes, next week is a water festival, so it is great. Okay, thank you everyone.
Yes,
Right,
thank you.
thank you for the great presentation. See you next time.
See you next time.
Have a good day.